this podcast. I'm your host, Taye, and on the panel again is the homie Kenwell.
Yo,
Kenwell,
yo,
how are you
what up?
today?
What up? Feeling good? Of course, always ready to talk about games. Let's get into it.
Yeah, listen, just in the back room, we were talking about some of the hot topics, the tip-in situation we're going to get into. We're going to talk about PlayStation, Xboxes. Um, how did it go again? Sony's top-selling games. The majority of them are from Xbox
Yep.
games such as Bethesda and Activision Blizzard. Also, Sony has announced that Ghost of Tsushima will have, I think, some kind of cross-play, not cross-play, but some to reference the trophies, right?
Yeah, trophies are coming over, and they're adding a new PlayStation overlay to PCs.
Yeah, which kind of makes me think about the PlayStation Store a little bit. And I did ask if you could read this question, so I'm going to put it to you too as well. But first, before all that, tell me, what games are you playing?
So I've been in my Witcher bag, because I'm working on a few videos about The Witcher 4. So I didn't want to. Unfortunately, my computer a few months ago, I had to get it. I had to send it to the shop because something happened to it. So then all the memory got wiped. So I lost all my Witcher 3 footage. So I was like, I don't really feel like playing with The Witcher 3 because I didn't like the beginning. So let me try The Witcher 2. And bro, I'm pretty impressed with that game. I like it. I've been liking it more than The Witcher 3, especially the beginning. The beginning, you start off like in a war. It's like doing flashbacks where it's like a little bit, I would say probably a few hours ahead of the events that that the war takes place in. So you're basically trying to seize a castle from this king, and then the king that you're with, after you sit, some dude kills him, and then you find out he's a witcher. I'm not trying to spoil too much. That's where I'll stop it. But
No, listen, go ahead. I've played The Witcher 2, and one thing I was like, when The Witcher 2 was announced, right, I was crazy about it. I really wanted to play the game. And I played the game. I thought it was one of the best games I played. Like, just hands down. I was trying to get my friends, guys, you guys need to play this game.
Yeah.
It's dope. It's amazing. And they're like, yeah, whatever it is. And then The Witcher 3 came out. That blew up. That was what everyone wanted to play.
Yeah.
So I preferred The Witcher 2's gameplay. The Witcher 2 is a lot more difficult. It's a lot more hardcore. And The Witcher 3 is actually a casual version of The Witcher 2. They toned things down a little bit. They also obviously got rid of some of the so I think some of the sex cars and stuff like that. So it was a little bit more like toned down and PG. But The Witcher 2 is till this day it's one of my best one of the best games I ever played. 3 is good, but I did hate the fact that they kind of toned it down a bit more.
Yeah. It's really cool playing 2 because you could see how they did a really good job with making an open world.
Mhm.
Because it still felt like I was playing The Witcher 3 a little bit, but just more scaled down.
Yeah.
It's really well done. I gotta say, it's really well done. And CD Projekt Red has completely solidified that they're in my top studios.
Yeah, they are. Even though Cyberpunk was a bit controversial, it was still a good game. It just kind of shows you that they have the talent, they have the skill. Just give them time to let them cook.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, let's get into the first topic, and I think we'll move on to the tipping situation, right? So Mikey Ibarra, I believe that's how you say his name, suggested that when he plays some games, he has a great experience. And as he's having a great experience, he sometimes wishes he could tip the developers. And some of the games he brought up are Horizon Forbidden West, God of War, and I think even Diablo. So basically, this caused a stir online, and I didn't even understand why. I thought, yeah, this shit sounds okay to me, sounds cool.
Okay.
A lot of people I know, even other content creators, they were quite hostile towards this idea. And I myself went on a few Reddit pages just to to post about it, and I got flamed by these motherfuckers.
Yo, Ty
I,
getting
I went to like even some dude's Discord, and Discord's a little bit different. There's a few people there who were quite in their feelings about it. And I was like, I think with Discord it's easier to because you do like back and forth, like people talking, it's easier to kind of like respond to people on point. Whereas on Reddit, it was a lot more hostile. It was just like you're stupid and dumb, you're
yeah.
brave. It was just abuse. It wasn't even like trying to rebut my points.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Reddit be make you feel like a piece of shit, bro.
yeah,
Like
man.
they blame you. Like
They don't even like. I mean, some of them address it, but things like you get like 10 responses, right? And you respond to like 5 of them
yeah.
because you can probably have a back and forth. You know, 5 is just abusing you, just calling you names.
Yeah, they're on 10 just because you said something, bro. It's bad. It's bad.
But listen, let us know your thoughts. What do you think about Mikey Ibarra's statement? And if do you think it's a good thing for the industry? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's irrelevant? Do you think it's a whatever story? And do you think, okay, if we're gonna do it, this is what we should do it. Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. My only problem that I see with the state, not even the statement itself, it's just how we would actually tip the developers. Because hey, I wouldn't mind tipping the developers, pause, but I think certain developers should get it. Like if you're making a little bit above 6 figures, I think maybe those developers shouldn't get it, because here in the States, and I'm pretty sure it is the same way where you live, but I'm thinking of it kind of like servers. Servers, their base pay isn't that much, so they rely more on the tips. If it's something like that, then I can get more on board with. But if they're still keeping their nice 6-figure, like 200,000, because some of these game devs get paid very well, especially in the AAA.
A lot of them.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not cool with y'all getting it, but if it's the QA testers, the low entry jobs that they don't get paid as much, I'm all for it. But the statement, I'm like, I don't know, because I was seeing people go ballistic. I love how people go ballistic on this shit, but then they care about crunch, and then they say it's just such pandering bullshit when they come out and say, because when it comes to when it comes to actually putting their money where their mouth is, it's hush hush. Gamers are hush hush. They always love pandering, acting like they care about the developers, when we all know we only care about our best interests. So stop pretending. That's what I find so funny about you getting flamed, because I think game developers in general should get paid a little bit more. I definitely am in agreement of that.
Okay. I think we're a little bit. I'm a little bit more to the far left of you, so I'm a bit more socialist at this point.
Okay.
My first take was literally, well, what's your freaking business? I want to tip a developer now. Like, it's a choice. This shit ain't mandatory.
Yeah.
I mean, like, people making it seem like, oh, everyone's gonna be tipping, blah blah blah. Like, it's like, bro, I don't buy microtransaction games. But I don't pocket watch you. I don't tell you what you should buy with your money or what you can do with your money. Listen, I go to restaurants, whatever. I don't tip people, but I have given tips before for different services or whatever it may be. So, but I'll never ever tell anybody don't tip. Like, what does that mean? That's their money. I'm the type of dude. On a Friday night, I'll go. I like tonight, for example, right? I just ordered like some random crazy takeaway and shit. That they didn't need to have, and I bought crazy snacks tonight. I was eating all kind of stuff like that. That's a lot of money. Listen, that's my money that I choose to spend money on. Don't tell me what to choose my money on. So I just think so. The first point is bizarre. Now people have made this analogy towards to waiters and stuff like that. It's not analogous whatsoever. The reason why waiters and waitresses probably live on tips, number one, is because there's an abundance of labor force, right? A 15-year-old could work in a restaurant, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And people who are in their 20s, they're probably in college, working in restaurants just to get by, to get to that job that's an engineer, doctor, marketing, whatever it may be. And you don't spend nearly 30, 40, 50K to 100K on university to do a job that is minimum wage, and you rely on freaking the generosity of consumers. That's ridiculous. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So this idea of like, oh, tipping is going to be like, the main source of income for these developers, that is absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No software engineer is relying on tips. That's number one. And you ain't applying to a job in EA or freaking Ubisoft, and they're telling you like, well, 40% of your wage is going to come from tips from the job. Like, it just doesn't happen. So I feel like there's a lot of like fear mongering going on with these things. That's number one. Number two, actually, one was not pocket watching. Number two was it's not analogous. I think number three is just listen. It doesn't have to be like some big screen flashing people's faces. Like, it could just be like, hey, maybe after you finish clearing the game, at the end of the credits or whatever it may be, there might be a little box there that says, do you want to tip developers? And we could have some kind of confirmation that, hey, this is going to the developers, people who are on this kind of specific bracket, not the senior execs or whatever it is. And maybe even the developers don't even see how much tips they get. It goes into like a little fund and it gets distributed at the end of the year or whatever it is. Like, there's so many ways we try to like make this work. But rather than like think about these things, these motherfuckers, they're saying, well, I just don't want you to tip, so fuck you. It's like, bro, I got fucking money. Don't tell me what I should do with my money.
I'm not gonna tip, so you're not gonna tip.
I'm so irritated. And this dude I was talking to, he's from the States, and he says like, well, Ty, I think the difference here is like in America, we have a tipping culture here, and it's people who work and blah 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 blah. So the culture is is important. And I said, bro, I am from America. I don't give a shit about you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, here's what happened. I was like, the CMA, Europe said you're cool. FTC, Europe said, yo, listen, Microsoft, you can buy APK. Japan said so. China said so. Saudi Arabia said so. Brazil said so. All these countries said, yes, you can go buy Activision Blizzard. The UK was the only body that they felt like, nah, we don't want them to buy it. Now Microsoft turned around and said, yeah, listen, you guys want us to buy it? We'll make special like rules for you guys, so you guys will get the benefits of APK. And these UK motherfuckers like literally said, we don't care if everyone else said so. We're gonna block this, and if you go ahead and give everyone else's benefits, we are gonna still sue you, and we're gonna make you pay. And I thought that was the most entitled approach ever. How can you, one country, enforce your own views that everybody has to follow? And I told these because these guys were Xbox guys too. I told them, you thought that was bullshit, but now you're giving me the exact same excuse. You're saying, well, because in my country and culture,
yes.
So you guys, so screw the Japanese, screw the Irish, screw the fucking French, screw the German. Man, get the fuck out of here with this entitled approach. Like, listen, show money, do what the hell you want to do with it. It irritated me so much because these people are fighting me. I was like, how is this a fight? He said, no fight. This is just normal. But yeah,
I think a lot of people were definitely coming at you, but I thought people were coming at you more from the lens of, I don't want to tip. Why do the developers deserve tips? That's what I felt like when you were hitting me up about that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was it as well. My point really for that was okay. Tipping is based on it's a very subjective thing, right? So it's really up to the person, the individual, to decide, okay, do I want to tip this person or not? And this is the example I gave. When I was in Amsterdam with my ex, I got her into playing Celeste. And she was like, normally before she just watches me play games. I'm like, yo, try this game, Celeste. She's playing this game. she's jumping, she's doing everything, she's running away from the girl who's chasing her. She's laughing, screaming, she's so excited. Like that same night we ordered like food and shit, like we had drinks, but we were supposed to watch movies, but she's just playing Celeste all freaking night. And
Yeah.
this is now it's me watching her play. Like, she's a streamer. I'm watching. She's having a great
reverse card. Shit.
yeah, and it was like the first time me and her, you could say, connected on the video game scale. So in my mind, I'm thinking, yo, like this is, the guys who made this game, like, yo, thanks for this this moment, gracias. Now, like I said, I've just bought freaking crazy amounts of like, pizza and all that kind of shit. If I want to tip the guys who made Celeste for, having me have a good night with my dang girlfriend, $5, why not? Like, I don't get what's the problem. I told them that story, and they're like, "Well, just gift the game to someone." I was like, "Man, shut the fuck up with gifting."
What would that do?
Well, that does nothing. I was like, "Yo, when people gift me games, I'm like, bro, you guys got time to play your game, the game that you want me to play? Like, I got time for my games. Like, what are you talking about?"
Yo,
he said, "That's buy the sequel." I'm like, "Why would I buy the sequel? Like, I'm thanking you for the experience you gave me with this game. I'm not just gonna go buy like blind fake buy
and like they know that some of the money goes to the publisher, not the developers. Like the developers and publishers are two different things.
Exactly. I'm like, that 30%. First of all, that 30% goes to the platform holder. Now,
yeah, as well, yeah.
Exactly. I was like, so no, but in my tipping scenario, it's going directly to the developers. So there's just all these excuses, and I was like, bro, it just comes down to the exact same question: why are you pocket watching? Mind your business.
Yes, bro.
Man, this dude said, "Oh, but people are gonna feel pressure." I'm like, man, you're a grown ass man. You feeling pressure to tip people? Like, you're a liar. Like, you're just lying, man. I'm like, you're in your room. You're in the TV by yourself playing Last of Us 2 or whatever it is. You feeling pressure from who? Who's watching you? You know what I mean?
Don't even tip their delivery people here.
Man, I'm telling you.
Like people say that's so funny that guy in the Reddit said, "Oh, in the States there's a tipping culture." I'm like, no, there's so many people that don't tip, bro. Don't even say that's bullshit. That is complete BS that he said that.
Yeah, man. Listen, I told the dude, I was like, Immortals of Avium is a game that came out at $70. Dudes were literally like, I ain't buying that shit. As soon as the price went down, it sold more.
Yeah.
I was like, gamers are not gonna just buy a game for $80 randomly. Like, you're not gonna pressure a gamer to tip it. That just doesn't make sense. These are the same dudes who's literally said, I ain't buying Assassin's Creed, I ain't buying Star Wars Outlaws. I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale. The same dudes didn't want to buy Prince of Persia and Lost Crown because they thought it was too pricey. Like, gamers are very price sensitive. Then the Take-Two CEO, Mark Strauss, or I believe that's his name.
Strauss Zelnick, yeah.
He said it himself. He was like, "Yo, we put games for $70. People ain't buying them." They were like, "Yeah, this ain't it." So gamers are so price sensitive to these things. How are you gonna pressure them into tipping if they don't want to? It's just a take, man.
Like it's again like people hold so much weight on other people's opinions. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hate pineapple on pizza. You should die. What are you talking about? You're stupid. What is it like? Who are you? I'm like, bro, it's just someone's opinion.
Yeah,
like it doesn't mess with my day. I'm not gonna remember it. It's just so much weight. I'm like, this dude is a veteran game developer. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Like it bleeds into what we're probably gonna talk about next is Star Wars Outlaws. It's like this entitlement, bro. It's this entitlement from people. I'm like, they act like because this is in my, how dare you put this in my presence?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, let me get because I completely forgot about Star Wars Outlaws. I forgot about that talking point because it happened some time ago. Star Wars Outlaws controversy. But I mean, just off the top of my head, basically, Ubisoft came out and they released some tiers for Star Wars Outlaws. And the main talking point, the first initial talking point was the fact that I think the the Ultimate Edition was priced at $150. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, yes.
Something like that. I think it's different for different regions. And
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
and the argument here that some people said was like some of this is just digital assets. It's not. It shouldn't be worth it. Why is that Ubisoft charging all these prices, etc., etc., etc. Um, my for this particular topic, and I know we'll jump to the other one about the day one DLC, but for this particular topics, all I could think was, I don't know what the problem is. The game, the base game is the niche that is the correct price, right? Then every other tier is something else. How is this a talking point? Just buy the base game. Like, that was literally, I'm like, I don't understand what the issue is. And then someone was like, well, it's pricey. I'm like, okay, but you're probably never gonna buy this anyway. You're gonna wait for it to go on sale as usual. So what are we talking about? Like I didn't understand this talking point. I didn't get it. What are your thoughts on the tiers?
Yeah, so I posted a video on TikTok about this, and I framed it. I didn't want to go in too much because I knew me and you were going to talk about it. But I'm explaining to people the same thing you said. I'm like, what? But it's a pre-order bonus, and this is what goes back to what I'm saying. It's the entitlement. That's all I see. It's like, why is it so expensive? That's ridiculous. I'm not going to buy it. I'm like, but a month ago, I mean, when we first saw the game, everyone was like, yo, this looks really good. I'm gonna buy it. And we know the game is $70, but again, it's the fact that Ubisoft, and I think some of the hate and the outrage comes from the messenger because it's Ubisoft. People don't really like them. It's like if EA tries to do anything, people are really quick to bring up, oh, EA was voted the hated company. It's kind of like that. And then the fact that it's just pricey, the pre-order bonus. Like, people hated that they were giving early access, which I don't get because I like early access as a pre-order bonus. But now because it's Ubisoft doing it, it's a whole. Now it's like, nah, that ain't cool. That the buck stops with Ubisoft. That's bullshit. Why are they doing that? But
Exactly.
it goes back to what you're saying. It's voluntary. It's optional.
Exactly. I feel like people are going. I did a poll asking people, what do you guys feel about Ubisoft? And everyone's just going in on them, like about their this, shareholders, CEOs. I'm thinking, like, honestly, Ubisoft gives you content in their games. Like, you might not like the games, but you play a Ubisoft game, you can be playing like it for over 100 plus hours. There's just so much to do. The Assassin's Creed games, um, play Orlog, you can go treasure hunting, you could go tomb raiding, you could go pillaging, you could have sea battles. There's just so much content in their games, drinking games. Um, it gets to the point where I can't even do everything in that game. Like, you can even go into the main world in the game.
Yeah, man.
I do missions there. I don't even touch that element of the games at all. Um, the main story is just full of content, and I'm like, it's too much. Like, that's just based on the game. So there's any company that I feel like is going to do a day one DLC that I'm not even going to need or play, it's probably Ubisoft. I probably feel comfortable knowing, like, yeah, you probably have way too much content. And I think I was reading in PC World, they wrote an article on this. One of the guys said, yeah, people are kind of upset about, Java nuts, whatever, his main mission not in the game. And he asked a genuine question. He says, do people mostly even play all the Ubisoft storylines? The answer is no, because they're just too much. So the fact that this one is gone is like everyone's going crazy. And then I think people start to go extreme and start to look for reasons to hate. So someone said, for example, this should be not allowed because they showed Java in the trailer. So this is wrong. And all I could think was, they showed him in the trailer doesn't mean he's not in the game. Yeah, his story might be sectioned off, but he's still in the game.
Wait. His story's not even sectioned off, bro. There's still Jabba the Hutt missions. That's free. That comes with the game. But that specific quest with Jabba the Hutt is exclusive. But you're still getting to play with Jabba the Hutt. There will still be Jabba the Hutt quests.
Okay. I mean, I guess that just says it all. Then there's just
bro. It's people just don't like Ubisoft.
I don't even know why, because listen, like I look through the games here. They have some hits, they have some misses, and they have some games that are just okay. But they're not bad. And listen, out of all the publishers, I think they're the ones who still haven't fired people. You should be thanking them. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic for not, actually laying off so much of your workforce, even though Ubisoft is probably doing the worst out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a fan. Like, listen, I think Ubisoft's gonna get flamed a lot. They can release Assassin's Creed Mirage and drop the price up to 40 quid, and they'll still get attacked. People will say, "Hey, you guys don't make different types of games. Don't make Prince of Persia, 2D side scroller," and they'll still get attacked. Like, there's nothing you can do. I think sometimes to appease people, it's just always going to be. Who was I going to say hate, but I think hate is too much of a strong. Maybe bitching is a bit.
bro. People, what really hurt Ubisoft was when Elden Ring came out, and that one Ubisoft developer who was like a user face design person was kind of critiquing Elden Ring, and then this gave everybody the fuel because open world games, when it comes to bad open world games, Ubisoft is looked at as the poster boy. But even though that structure that Ubisoft created spawned so many games.
Yeah, everyone was taking the blueprint. Like they got that blueprint from CD Projekt Red with The Witcher 3. And on it, and then now everyone's taking Ubisoft's blueprint as well. So even like Horizon Forbidden West, like it is a Ubisoft blueprint 100%. But yeah, those gonna get flack. I think right now, if you're not making top quality, amazing games like Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever it is, people are just gonna come at you. That's what it seems like. People expect like the best or whatever. And if you're letting go of employees, or you're trying to make additional money in some way, shape, or form, and people are just going to keep coming at you. So that's a story of the industry right now.
Yo, Ty, just for reference, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, standard edition, of course, $70, gold edition $110, ultimate edition $130, and then Valhalla was the gold edition $100, and then the ultimate edition $120.
Man, I listen. I don't even think these things are even that deep. To be honest with you, just don't buy it. Like that's
don't buy it.
Just don't buy it.
And if you're interested in the game, still just buy the regular edition.
Yeah, same, man. That's all. That's what I'll get.
Because why would you want to get the gold edition? Most likely you would want to get it for the season pass. But why would you invest in the game that long term if you didn't even play the base game?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I even I saw the complaints as well that they're trying to funnel people into their subscription service, because at the end it says, hey, the ultimate edition, you could pay $150 for it, or you could go to our subscription service and pay the monthly fee and get all that shit for free. And even that had a complaint. That was like, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I was 150, 160, and they're telling you like it's like, no, screw that. You don't have to give us 160. Just buy a subscription service which has this game with all the benefits. including Assassin's Creed Mirage, Odyssey, Valhalla, Origins, Far Cry 5, 432. All our games are all here. All Ubisoft titles are all here for measly whatever it is, 10, $20 or whatever it is. And there's a complaint about that as well. Like how?
Yeah.
How is this a thing? Like I don't get these people, man.
I don't get it. When I saw the outrage, and then Ubisoft had to come out and clarify, and then people were still flaming Ubisoft. I was looking up YouTube videos. I was like, all right, Star Wars Outlaws put the filter on this week. Dude, the hate videos this shit was getting, it was baffling. It's baffling how much hate this is getting. But we'll see how it'll perform, because I'm gonna buy it day one. I'm gonna buy it day one.
Yeah, it seems like I'm gonna purchase it too as well, because I still got this sci-fi itch that Starfield didn't scratch. So let's see if Star Wars Outlaws can.
Yeah.
Not all of that.
Not gonna lie though, the story trailer did kind of. Yeah, I was like, ah.
Yeah, that story trailer sucked, man.
That story trailer was wow.
Garbage. I was like,
what the fuck?
This is the first I've seen the game. I'm like, man, I wish about the story. I just want to play it. The story is
I'm be skipping a whole bunch of cutscenes. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, listen. So that's Ubisoft. What else? I mean, I think I guess those were the two main talking points: tipping culture and Star Wars Outlaws. But there was this other one about basically. Well, I'll put this one to you. So
okay,
there's a high chance that Sony's working on a PC launcher, and that might come out maybe next year, whatever it may be. The question I have for you is, when it does launch, do you think Sony goes with the approach of day and date on a PC launcher at PlayStation, and 6 months later we'll drop it on Steam? Or do you think they drop it day one across the board on the PC launcher and Steam?
I think when the PC launcher drops, they are still going to wait. They're not going to do day and date with the console. They're going to wait not as long, but they will drop it on their launcher and then Steam a little later.
Okay, so like you're probably thinking like maybe 6 months on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Then 6 months later it's on PlayStation launcher. Then 6 months later it's on Steam.
Yeah. I would be. I mean, they got to be doing a lot of research. I think they got to be doing a lot of research, because I don't think it's crazy for them to do an Epic where they get their exclusives will be only on the PlayStation Store, on the PlayStation launcher, because they do garner enough clout, and we know Sony has quality, and PC gamers know that. So I think they do I think they do have enough clout to demand people to go to their launcher.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What do you think about that?
It's a tricky one. I really do think it makes sense for them to launch it on their launcher first and then eventually on Steam. I think the problem that they're going to have is it doesn't matter how much of an open platform Steam is. For some reason, PC people are like obsessed with Steam. I don't know. Shit, what's the game called again? Game of the Year, second Game of the Year.
Game of the Year. Dave, was it Dave the Diver?
Not Baldur's Gate. The other one. Crap. Alan Wake 2. Yes, my bad.
Okay.
Alan Wake 2 should have done better, much better than whatever it did. And one of the reasons probably why is because it released on Epic as an exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, so when one of the creators for Alan Wake 2, was a comment about one of the future games, Control, when someone says, "Hey, I really like your games, but put it on Steam because I ain't gonna play that shit on Epic."
Yeah,
And it's like, it's just a launcher, bro. Like, what's this? Is it
yeah,
that? And I think that's why PC is such it's a problem for Sony in that sense, right? So I think because of that, we're gonna be losing money. Because if you really think about it, Microsoft they failed in the sense because they don't have good games, sure, but even they tried to move away from Steam, and they
yeah,
also, like, listen, Activision Blizzard has one of the biggest games, which is Call of Duty, and even they put on Steam at the end because they're like, yeah, listen, we try to take it off Steam, but at some point we've done the maths and we're gonna make our money put on Steam, and I think that's just it. Because yeah, we might keep that 100% cut, but um, there's so much more of that 70% cut that we're gonna get off Steam that it just makes sense. So I think Sony might actually just relent and just drop it on everywhere. They might hope that the PlayStation users who are migrating over to PC um, would want to keep the PlayStation storefront launcher on the PC because there might be some kind of connection there with the trophies. And there might be even some additional benefits, like, hey, this is using PlayStation launcher, you get like an extra bonus mission, kind of like what Ubisoft are doing, like it is
yeah.
whatever. And I'm cool with that. I don't mind. I mean, it is your game, it is your launcher. Try to push as much as possible.
Yeah, so from my perspective, I have had a change of opinion with the launchers. I will admit. The biggest reason why now I want to know your opinions, what your opinion is now that you got your PC. I'm going to give you about like 2 years with it because I want to know if it's because of my Steam Deck that I changed, that the value of Steam significantly increased. Because although my Steam Deck, I have Epic Games, all the launchers on it, of course it's just not going to run as well. And the biggest thing that I've noticed with a lot of launchers compared to Steam is downloading. Steam, because my PC is hardwired, but every single launcher besides Steam, it gets bottlenecked. It just caps. For some reason, I don't know. I go in the settings and I go to the download rate and I put unlimited. But every time it takes me 5 hours plus to download a game. But when it's on Steam, it takes me 30 minutes. I don't know why, but those are the two reasons why I value Steam the best. And it's getting to the point where it does bug me. I'm not going to lie. It does bug me when there's a game on Epic and not Steam. Like Dead Island 2. I'm so tight that Dead Island 2, I bought it, I think, Christmas. And then they announced that it's coming to Steam, I think, this month. I'm like, damn. I would have bought that shit because that's a perfect Steam Deck game. But now I'm going to have to rock with it on just the Epic game. So I have had a change of heart recently since getting my Steam Deck, where I do prefer games going to Steam, and I do get a little annoyed with the other launchers.
Okay, so Steam is like it's not just like it's the best of the best, basically.
Yeah, I do think it is the best of the best. Like I was sleeping on. I was like, well, it's just a launcher. Nah, it's not just a launcher. It's not just a launcher.
This is not just a game, bro.
Yeah. Like I used to sleep. Like when you're casual, you're like, bro, it's just, it's fine, bro, right? And it's like, nah, it's not. It's not. It's just not. I'm gonna be interested to see how you feel. You feel now with the PC? Because I was like, yo, y'all are just. Stop being babies, bro. Just download the launcher and play the game. But
you know what? I'll we'll see because I haven't my PC yet, but eventually I will. Once I do, I'll see if I change. Because some of my guys tell me, "Shep, like you ain't gonna go back to console gaming because as soon as you get those 120 frames or whatever it is, like you ain't gonna go back to no freaking 30 frames on the couch. Now I don't know about that now because I do like couch gaming. I like sitting in front of a fucking TV and just like do what I want to do. Whereas I don't really want to be sitting on a freaking desk all day playing video games. I don't know. I'm just not used to that mindset. But well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But speaking of launchers, as we've seen, Phil Spencer has been talking about possibly having Epic and other launchers on the next console. He primarily talks about the Windows experience. There was some reports some time ago that Xbox was considering this, and I wasn't disagreeing that they were considering this. I just didn't really understand the full benefits of this, and I still really don't. But what are your thoughts on this? On the next possible Xbox console having not just the Xbox launcher, but literally the Steam and Epic launcher on it.
I think it's pretty stupid. I think it's pretty stupid. I'm gonna be honest. Like, why? It's like Xbox being like it's so annoying when they want to be so friendly all the time, bro. What? Why would that benefit you? How would that benefit you having all these launchers when people aren't buying the hardware? No one's buying your hardware. Let's keep it about like, why do you guys still talk about your hardware like this? Like, I get it, you're stuck in a really bad spot, but your games are coming to your arch enemy, bro. They're coming to your rival. You already waved the white flag, and you really are talking about your next console, and basically this console would be a pastry dish for other, like come on. Like, I know Microsoft, the corporation, is looking like the Xbox division is the laughing stock of the group, because the shit is embarrassing now. Why would you guys just took an L from Sony by giving your games to them, and then you still want to talk about, hey, we're gonna have the next powerful console, and then you're gonna double down by just saying, hey, this console's gonna basically benefit everybody, and we're gonna entice Epic, Steam, all of them to bring their launchers onto this Xbox, basically just to trick them, because we know that's development time on their part to bring it over to the Xbox console, just for it not to sell, because no one's buying the Xbox. No one's buying the Xbox. That's what the thing they don't understand. I'm like, what is going on at Xbox? I just don't get it.
Smurf on video says it's a conundrum they created for themselves.
Thank you, Smurf. It's a really bad conundrum.
Yeah, they've so I'm not okay. More than I'm totally against this, I just don't understand the purpose of this.
Because, yeah, of course it would be cool, of course.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I have an Xbox. I get, from a consumer perspective, cool. I have the Xbox store. I could probably get the Ubisoft store. I could probably get PlayStation store. I could get everything. Yes. How does this benefit you? I don't understand. Because I understand how for someone like that might find it attractive, because hey, listen, I do want access to different stores on a console. So I understand why the console will sell. But it's not about selling consoles or selling games, right? So at that point, now I'm thinking, you said it yourself, Steam is a superior software to all these superior marketplace. And I was telling these guys, I was like, what are the chances that I get an Xbox and I download Steam on that Xbox? Would I be using the Xbox storefront when I just use a Steam one, which is supposed to be better anyway? And not only is it better, but it has cheaper sales as well. So there you go. And most consumers, at least the average consumers, they're not really, I don't think they really care. They just care about the price. So I don't know if you've seen like Google TV, but it does this thing where it will have all these like TV shows. And you can kind of click on it and say like, hey, this TV show is on Apple, this one's on Paramount, this one's on the you know on HBO or whatever it is. And if you click on it, you can it'll tell you like how you're gonna watch it, whatever. If you want to go for your Apple, whatever it is. I'm thinking to myself that this Xbox storefront, it's literally going to be competing with everyone else. The Elden Ring is going to be there on the Epic Game Store, Steam Game Store, Xbox Game Store, and I'm just going to go to the one that's the cheapest. Why would you invite competition into your house? It doesn't make sense. And Smurf Video says Amazon Fire Stick does it. That's how and it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it there. But the reason why Amazon Fire Stick does it so well is because I think Amazon makes a profit of that, right? That particular hardware.
Yeah, the hardware, because the hardware is still selling.
Yeah. But with the Xbox one, it's like your Xbox isn't selling, number one. Number two,
Yeah.
you don't make money off the hardware anyway. So I don't get the benefits because the cons are there. I can see the cons. I just don't see the benefits. From a consumer perspective, it's great. From a business perspective, nobody has convinced me this makes sense yet. So
it's bad, man. I'm actually working on an Xbox video, but like they're just in a really bad situation. Just really bad. Like I think we all know that trying to do something else with Game Pass was the right move. It's just the endeavor was a lot bigger than I think they thought it was gonna be. So
yeah. Okay. Well, I think those are all the major topics that the ones I want to cover anyway. I told you I have a friend from the UK visiting this weekend, so.
Hey, nice, bro. What y'all gonna do?
Probably go to like the Guinness factory to see like how it's made, how it was created.
Okay.
Phoenix Park, which is the biggest. I think it used to be the biggest enclosed park in Europe, but now it's probably second. So we'll check that out. We'll check out some Irish touristic sites and stuff like that. Yeah, so it should be good. Did you any plans for the weekend? Any gaming?
No, actually, well, kind of. Just the NBA playoffs are gonna start this weekend. So me and my brothers are gonna watch that, kick back, and then it's 420 tomorrow. So I'm gonna go to a festival by where I live, check it out, smoke up a little bit, and then watch the playoffs.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, man.
Smurf and Video, thanks for coming through.
Yo, yeah, for real, Smurf.
Yeah, appreciate you. He says too much emphasis on Game Pass. They need to focus on hardware and marketing. Their marketing really is trash.
Yeah.
It's the worst of it. I don't want to sound bad, but I don't know how this motherfucker still has a job there. Like I don't shit. I really don't understand.
Yeah. They felt their communication felt off. Like they would say something and then they didn't know another part of the same company said something else. Miscommunication, all that shit.
Yeah,
it's a failure.
Even when they announced that Diablo was coming to all Game Pass members and whatever it is, and then they had to be correct and say, "Oh no, we don't mean core members." It's like, how are you making that mistake though?
Yeah,
it's just these aren't things like it just doesn't make sense to me, right? And then even like when Square Enix's game, the one that they showed at the showcase for Microsoft, Xbox's Developer Direct.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's that one game. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
People found on the website like, "Hey, come to Game Pass." Then that's a record. Like, no, so come to Game Pass. It's like, how are you making that mistake?
Yeah.
You know, Game Pass is a big thing for you guys. You know, it's the main push. So you need to make sure that whenever you work with a third party company, you need to clarify straight away if it's on Game Pass or not. Like, I mean, if you don't want to pay for it, just don't mention anything to do with Game Pass. But don't have some website that has some like at the bottom right corner Game Pass. Like, it's so silly. It just shows it's like naive and just lack of professionalism. Like who's running this shit?
Yeah, bro.
Joke.
Just a fucking joke. But
hey, listen, man. Thanks for coming through again.
Yes, sir.
We'll do this next week. Sorry that it was a bit rushed today. There's just a lot going on with this like arrangements with everyone coming through for the weekend. But yeah, listen, always appreciate you having a conversation with you. And like I said, weekend.
Yes, Ty. Yo, Ty, next time we should talk about the Fallout series. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Fallout series. That was actually a talking point to talk about.
Yeah.
I have a question on you for that one, but yeah, I think we'll do that one next week.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, bro.
All right. Ciao, now.
All right. Take it easy, brother.
Yeah. Ciao.